Hey guys, now before you start, you need to be aware that this is actually part 2 of an interview with Jim Boonie, who was a long-term The System by Trumpy follower and Platinum Squad hustler. Now, Jim was able to make $5,500 on a Saturday back in early 2022, and he was able to do that through successfully hedging a mug multi, which obviously happens rarely at the Hussla Squad. Obviously, we don't encourage multis at the system or the Hussla Squad, but Jim, as part of his defense and sustainability, had a bet on, which obviously didn't win, and got to the last leg, and he was faced with the decision to either ride out and try and make $17,000 or take $4,000 and guarantee profit with the potential to still make $6,000. Obviously, he took option 2, guaranteed himself $4,000 from that bet, and obviously the rest is history. He talks about in this podcast the mindset and psychology around some of his mates who are gamblers, and he also talks about how the Hussla Squad and the system has been able to change his life completely. He also has some hefty goals in 2022, and it's a really good insight into how someone's mindset and psychology can change and how you can fit match betting and this kind of stuff into your life. Enjoy.
Where did we stop at? Do you remember?
That's a good question.
I think when you kind of like, we're talking about like how a gambler would look at that situation.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of all or nothing. Whereas you just sat back, took your 4K, knew you were going to make 4K at minimum.
Oh, yeah.
Could have made 6 or 7, but you were happy to make that, and then you kind of were still disappointed that the multi lost.
Yeah, I was. I was extremely happy. Like, obviously, that I hedged it, and I was ecstatic I won. But for instance, like I had a friend's party that night, and I went out.
Yeah.
Like I didn't tell anyone because like they were like, "Oh, can you shout me drinks and whatever?"
Yeah, I hate when people do that. It's like,
yeah, and I'm like, yeah, well, fuck, like I wouldn't mind, but like honestly, I want to reinvest it and like
you don't owe them. You don't owe them.
Yeah, I don't owe them that. And, like I just rather not tell anyone. And I said to my friend, like my roommate, I'm like, you just not tell anyone because like it's just like I don't know. You have a big win on a multi, and like people are like, oh, like get us a drink or something. But I'm like, I want to reinvest that money, and also I don't owe them anything. Like half these people
get jealous, man. I used to. Yeah. This is one thing I wanted to ask you. Like, I won't say what I felt when I used to match bet, but how do you tell your mates about like how much money you've made or anything, or you don't really keep telling them?
Yeah, I do, but probably only like my close friends.
Yeah.
Because as you said, other people get like jealous or they just like don't believe it or
yeah.
Like,
what's the reaction like from your close mates even?
Oh, they're like, it's awesome, but they're like, oh, be careful, like you're gambling. Like that's one of my roommate, for instance, but he doesn't know anything about it really. Like, but like I was like, no, like this is like legit. Like it's like consistent, and you're literally like, yeah, it's statistical, and also like you've got an edge. I'm like, it's planned. I'm not just like gambling, like, and there's units. And I was trying to explain, he doesn't gamble. That's the thing. Like when he does,
when people don't
casino,
gamble, it's very taboo.
It's like
anything associated with betting
is. That's what I mean. And he's been told gambling's bad and whatever.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
like whenever he does it, it's when he's fucking off his head. Sorry, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. But and then he puts like $200 through the pokies, or plays like he plays like the dumbest shit. He plays like the virtual fucking blackjack in the RSL. Like bro, like
that's full degen.
That's full degen mode. Like, you know what I mean? But he's off his head, and it's having fun, whatever. And then I have a friend who I tell, and he just does a lot of multis.
Yeah.
Shit, I don't know. Is this phone ringing? Anyway, he does a lot of multis, and he like gets it, but he just doesn't want to put the time and effort into it. And he's like, oh, that's super cool, like awesome, blah, blah, blah. And he could totally understand. I'm like, dude, like, just why won't you do this? Because he just doesn't want to take the time to do it.
That's the majority. The majority don't get it, but the majority will also be like, oh, fuck, it's too hard. Like, they won't even, they don't realize. That's the other question I wanted to ask you is like, how easy did you find, firstly, did you even know this existed prior to Hussla and Trumpy? And secondly, how quickly did you find learning it? Like, was it easy? Was it hard?
Oh, no, like, I knew it existed, but, like, not to this extent. Like, I more knew about match betting and arbitrage betting, which is not very different. But, like, I didn't, like, I knew people abuse the promos, but, like, I didn't know how.
Yeah.
And, like, in what way. Like, I kind of could get it, but, like, not really. And then, like, fuck, it's really easy, man. Like, honestly, like, you just have to have a basic understanding of maths and, like, get like what's happening and like be disciplined and like, man, you can just make it happen. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not that complicated. Like, people have these courses and like whatever, and they overcomplicate it, and it's like you just like Trumpy and Hussla Squad. It just makes it like it's so streamlined, and it's just like done in like a just like straight to the point way. You're not like fucking making up all this bullshit, and like it's just like, do you know what I mean? It's like, and it's a subscription to Trumpies, and then for you it's like a one-time fee, and you're in. And it's not like, and then I'll give you these additional picks, and it's $500 a month. And
that's one thing we like to pride ourselves on, especially with Hussla. Like obviously, Trumpy, you have to pay a subscription because it's an ongoing tip. Like you can't just get fucking a year's tips in advance. Like it doesn't work like that.
And I'm on like $20 a week. Like so, it's so
like, you're taking the piss a bit with that price. Like that should. I think their service should be way more, but it is what it is. Like they obviously have to make sure people can afford it. But Hussla is one thing we'll never charge people once they're in. It's like we could be potentially charging for like Discord and ongoing fee for like monthly sub for like that, but it's like like we might do that in the USA potentially. Yeah. But here in Australia, you'll never pay a cent after you invest in that course fee. So that's why like we always promote that. It's like we do have that refund policy, which I don't know if that was a reason why you joined. Who knows? No,
100% it was, and also just because I've seen Trumpy, like how much he recommended you guys.
Obviously, once you see it work,
and then like obviously like I was sold as soon. I mean, because like it works.
Yeah.
And as well as that, like you are active in the community.
Yeah.
Like which is really cool. Like because a lot of the pay services and like you were in, and then it's just like you kind of like in the background. Do you know what I mean?
You're in,
it's in. Yeah. That's the information's there. Like it's up to you to learn it. But like you're very active, and like if people have questions, and even if they're in platinum or like free, like even they're not paying you a cent, and you still take time out of your day to help them, which is really cool.
No, we like to help people, man. Like at the end of the day, we're making a living out of it, but at the same time, the reasons why we're doing this is not to make money for ourselves. If you're going to chase that, you won't be as successful as we've been and kind of grow a community that we've been able to grow. If you put your focus on others, then the money will come from that, which is the second priority. And it's something that's going to happen no matter what. If you do shit properly, build businesses properly, with the care of the customer in mind first, then all the other shit will come second, and it's
100%.
How we operate. So
and you guys are building really like something special here. Like I honestly, I wouldn't expect to see it in like the kind of gambling world, because it's a lot of bullshit in it, and a lot of false promises. So
it doesn't sit well with us, like a lot of the shit that happens in the gambling industry. And obviously, even though we've probably taken, we say about 2 million off the bookies through Hussla across the 19 months through the community, it probably is more than that, to be honest. Like if people are making like 4K on 5K last weekend, like there's 290 sub to Hussla and roughly 260 or so in Trumpy. Like it's going to keep growing, and it's an ongoing.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you guys ever get worried it's going to grow too much?
No, because
it's going to bring attention.
We don't see 6 months ago we probably would have said the promos potentially are in jeopardy, but these days we've seen what happened last spring. It got bigger, more promos, more bookies, more offers.
So many.
And it was like, fuck, like this is not going anywhere. Like so many people lose, and the majority lose. Like great. We've taken whatever, let's say 2 million off bookies in 19 months. Majority of that money probably goes through Betfair anyway, so they're not actually losing it on the retail.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
And then secondly, like 2 million, these guys make 15 billion a year. So that's
it's nothing. It's like a drop in the water, yeah.
It's a drop in the ocean. So like we don't see it going anywhere. Potentially like things like this, if a podcast blows up, like not this specific episode, but like if I don't know, we've got 12,000 followers on TikTok, yet we've only still got 300 people doing it, or 290. Trumpy's only 250. So like if it got to like, I think Trumpy have said that they won't go higher than like 1,000 or something.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because like you just don't want the attention. Like because like if anyone links you to your accounts, obviously, like, then it's you're losing out on a lot of money.
Yeah,
that's the only
thing. The beauty
of
it is like both services teach you how to stay under the radar. So Trumpy's system, they're not tipping at 9 a.m. on a Saturday when race 1 is at fucking 12:20. You're tipping 3 minutes or 2 minutes or 1 minute before the jump. So you're tipping with everybody else. You're placing those bets with everyone else losing. So it's almost impossible for the bookies to ban you on that front. They can ban you obviously if you're not sticking to defense, but in terms of linking you, it's very hard to do that.
Which I find like super smart to do that, like because like you think about it, like you got all the dudes at the pub or whatever, and then looking at that like racing.com on the screen, and they're going, shit, like get my phone out, I got to get this bets on, and 2-3 minutes before it's just flooding in.
There's millions getting turned
and that's
over.
why you see the prices just fluctuate so much, and you see horses come in so hard. Yeah. So like I mean like it's a perfect way to do it. It's
we're not worried, man. Like maybe if it got huge, like tens of thousands, maybe, but I don't think.
I don't
think it'll ever I mean, maybe it will, but not by that time. Maybe the promos won't exist. But we've seen it develop over the last kind of 10 years, and it's gone from like, okay, these promos are ridiculous to, oh, they're capped, it's fucked, we can't do it anymore, to now like obviously it's still working. So yeah, we don't see it doing it slowing down anytime soon. But
no, it's awesome. Like it's
just some cool finishing questions, man. What have I got? Firstly, if you could give someone like 30 seconds of advice who's like a non-believer or someone who is kind of on the fence or doesn't really understand it, what would you tell them like to do?
Okay, so in terms of just like getting into this Trumpies or Hussla,
anything, whole space,
this whole space, I just say come into it with the mindset that you're investing in yourself and something to make money, and don't look at this money as spending money. You want to build your bankroll and you want to scale into things. But what I'd say is give it a month, and if you have one losing week, don't let it discourage you. Just think about it, like put things into perspective. Be like, all right, so maybe this weekend we're down like 2 units or whatever, and that's $100 for me. Yeah. Would you spend $100 on a Saturday at the pub? Like, you put it into perspective, and then the next week you make 300, so you're up 2 units. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, so you just got to put things into perspective and like be committed to it. You can't just like get in for 1 week and then jump off. So yeah, just come into it with the right mindset. That's what I'd say.
Yeah, nice. What about for someone that was very specific to Trumpy, because obviously Hussla doesn't really have losses. We don't have fluctuations, but go a little bit more shallow, like
shallow. Okay,
yeah. Like speak to someone maybe who has no idea what you're talking about and like doesn't believe it works. Like, what would you say? Like, would you tell them to watch a free course? Like, what would you tell them to do?
Yeah, so I'd say start with the free courses on Platinum.
Yeah.
And just I don't know. You got to take in the information and think about everything on like a bigger scale and think how the bookies think, and just go in thinking like, there's ways to make money in this. Like, there's so many people that gamble in Australia. We're very lucky. Like, you need to capitalize on it. This is an opportunity you don't want to miss. That's all I'd say. Yeah,
nice. And then secondly, one more question. What are your goals for kind of 2022 and beyond for both? For match betting especially?
Yeah, for match betting. It might be pipe dreaming, but I want to make 50K this year.
Yeah, nice.
So I want to scale up to $200 units.
Yeah. So you have 15K. No, you're about 7 or 8K this year. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're gonna make 42K.
Which is a lot. Don't get me wrong, but I think with the right mindset, and if I put my mind towards it, I can do it. I might not get 50K, but like it's good to reach for the stars. You know what I mean? And if I do it, like I do it, fuck yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, but that's my goal.
We'll definitely we'll follow this up maybe on Discord or maybe do another video with you or whatever.
Yeah.
But sure. In terms of, would you have any advice for us in terms of like our courses or anything that you think we can do better or anything you'd recommend or whatever?
I don't really, man. Like the problem is, dude, like I don't know how you guys don't get discouraged sometimes. Sorry, this is a bit off topic. Like by people, like they get on for like 1 or 2 weeks and then they're like, oh, fuck this, like too much, like with the bonuses, I don't like this. And then they like start drilling everyone in the chat and like, oh, like fuck this, like I don't want to be part of this, it's too much. Like, and I'm like, fuck, dude, like you didn't even give it a chance. That's the worst thing. And I'm like, it's just so hard to like change people's perspective. And I see you on TikTok all the time and you guys always trying to like reach out to the community and help people, but like you can only lead a horse to water. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I feel like people just like are so close-minded, and I don't know. That hurts me to see people like that towards you guys. But honestly, like what you're doing is like amazing, and I don't have any advice because I think like just keep doing what you're doing. Like you're building something special, and I'm happy to be a part of it. But yeah, it's just how humans are. Like they are very pessimistic and they're closed-minded sometimes to things they don't understand, and also like they just think it's just like another gimmick or whatever. Yeah, it's hard to convince other people otherwise. If I knew what to say and what to do otherwise, then that's it.
No, it's very well summarized. I think you hit the nail on the head. I think it comes back to as well. There's 2 things. Like people don't think long term, and secondly, they don't like seeing potentially people succeed. And we don't want to say like, oh, we're heroes or geniuses or we're the best, but we've done well in this space and we're doing well, and we've both run successful companies. Trumpy and Hussla are successful companies in this space, and sometimes people don't like paying someone, so there's a complex around that. So they can't like kind of delete that and say, okay, these guys are making me money, who cares if I pay them? Some people don't like, I got to pay someone to make money. It's like their ego. They want to do it themselves. So I know you obviously, you're not like that because you've obviously shown some kind of maturity there to overcome that. And obviously you don't give a shit. You're here to make money. And if it means paying someone $20 a week or investing $1,100 in our course, you're happy to do that because you can see the long term what's going to result from that.
Yeah, and I'm investing in myself. I'm investing in knowledge, which you guys have acquired over like 9-10 years.
Yeah.
And you've put together. You're kind of just giving me like the fast route to it, and I'm paying for your time you've put in towards learning all of this stuff and then teaching me in a simplistic way. So like it seems foolproof. Do you know what I mean? Like why wouldn't I do it?
Yeah.
But and as well as that, I think it's just a stigma in the gambling industry. There's so many people on fucking Facebook, whatever. They're like, like $500 for 3 tips a week, like guaranteed, blah blah, and then like they're just shit.
Yeah.
So like I think people are put off by it because they've probably been in one of those Facebook groups where it's like straight up just people promoting bullshit, and they've paid for it and got fucked over.
Yeah, so, there's definitely elements of that. Like there's the match fixing scams. There's the people who try and run tipping services.
Oh yeah, those are hilarious.
I've been scammed on that. Like I was
me too. Yeah, when I was like 21, I'll be the first to admit it. It was like for match fixing, I think in Turkey, the Turkish league, and I was like, fuck it, dude, fucking $100. I was like, if it's a fix, it's a fix. I'm like, it'll be pretty good, like because it's paying like 20 to 1 or something. Like, do you know what I mean? But like, fuck, it just happens, and it's part of learning, and it's like you're going to get fucked over sometimes in life, but like you need to be willing to take risks. Otherwise you're not going to get places. Like, but when I say taking risks, obviously like what we're doing now, you're not taking a big risk. Nah. It's like manageable and it's profitable and it's all calculated. Like there's theory behind it.
And
we've got an edge. Yeah, it's all
advantageous over the
100%. Like we can't lose long term. That's it. And that's the best part about it. But it's like people don't want to think long term, and also like they've been fucked over before, so it's just, they just can't fathom the fact that this is like a legit. That this is a legit thing because it sounds almost too good to be true.
Yeah, no, we get that a lot, and it does sound too good to be true. Like whenever we used to explain this when we used to do match betting, it's like, well, you bet for a living. It's like you're just a degenerate. Like how do you rely on that? No, man. Like, and you try and explain to people, like, nah, that's not possible. It's like, all right, well, don't have to believe it. That's what we do, man. So,
well, yeah, exactly. I've said it to people when they say the same shit to me. Like, and which is why I don't tell people anymore. Yeah. Unless it's like my close friends, because I just know what they're going to say.
Fucked,
I can't be fucked to deal with it.
Pain in the ass to try.
And it's just annoying. So it's just like, if you've got an open mind and you're willing to learn and like you want to make money, then like I'd just sign up. Like, do you know what I mean? Start with the free courses. Just have a test in the waters. Just at least give it a shot. Because like, what do you got to lose in the long run? Do you know what I mean? You'll throw away fucking thousands of dollars on dumb shit in your life. You may as well try and put it towards something and learn something that's going to benefit you in the long run, rather than just pissing away your money, getting a case of EBs and a pack of Winnie Blues on the weekend. Do you know what I mean? Like, do something positive.
Yeah, no, I like that. We'll leave it there for like the end of the podcast. I think you've summed that up pretty well. It's been nice talking to someone who has been kind of on the side of both sides, I guess, gambling and now convert to both services. So thanks for chatting with us. Hopefully you achieve that 50k goal in 2022, and then
let's hope
more in next year. But hopefully we've inspired some people as well, and we get more people being helped and more money being made, and most importantly, more money being saved. I think people
100%.
don't really understand that stopping losing is actually making the money, but that's another story. So
100%, and it's a really good feeling when you stop and you're disciplined, because you just like, it puts things to perspective. You look at other people and you're like, far out, you're just being a degenerate, and like you appreciate it. So I think it's something you definitely invest your time into. But yeah, thanks for your time today, man. I really enjoyed it, and
hopefully keep seeing you around the community.
Yeah, definitely. I'll be around. I'm not very active sometimes, but
no, that's right.
I love. I'm always reading stuff. I'm more of a lurker. I'm like the guy in the corner with the newspaper, like this.
Yeah, with the sunnies on.
Yeah, with the sunnies on. Jim Boonie. Yeah, anyway.
If anyone wants to talk to him, jump into the free Discord, and you might be able to find him under, I don't know what your Discord name is, but
it's something ridiculous.
You can tag at Jim Boonie and he might respond. So
yeah, I will. I'll be in there, so hit me up and give
Thanks
a chat,
very much, man. We'll leave it there. Good luck for the rest of the weekend. Hopefully another big fill-up for you tomorrow.
Yeah, hopefully, man. Thank you, dude. Thank you so much for your time.
No worries.
See you.